This division is close. Now we could help ourselves out by picking up a big win against the Cowboys. And the injuries are well in our favor. They will be without several starters and a couple key rotation guys. And at the same time, we get back Corey Black, who has been in the starting lineup every single win for us this season. However, if he cannot stay healthy, we gotta find another option in the slot. Because despite picking up the win against the Kansas City Chiefs, it was a complete and utter shootout. We gave up nearly 475 passing yards to Patrick Mahomes. If not for the offense, once again saving this defense, that would have been another massive loss for us. So as we get set to take on a division rival, all eyes are going to be on the secondary. So as we go on the road to Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, we meet up with the Dallas Cowboys, a rival in the tight NFC East division. The Philadelphia Eagles at the top, the Cowboys and ourselves level at 2-2. This game will set number 2 and who should be the closest rival for the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Cowboys get us underway with the kick. It'll be Roseman set back to return. Outside the 20, angling outside, slips a tackle but will not slip the second. It'll be at the 22 where Whitfield gets the tackle, sending out Jackson Dart. And he has not put forth a great start to the season. Not a single game he has played cleanly. We'll see if today will be the day as they start with Cameron Scattaboo. He gets north real quickly. And number 44 takes us up to the 43. He has gashed defense after defense. We hope that stays the course today. With some play action. Check down is a little high. Guess you could call that a check over as Parsons got the pressure. Dart's accuracy has not been clean this year, but the run blocking has, though it's a brick wall that Scattaboo does not run through. The ball comes out and the Cowboys recover. The signing in Malik Mustafa gets the recovery. Cowboys take over. And it's not often that Scattaboo gets met by a set of tackles like that. The safety delivers the hit, and it's Dak Prescott leading this offense out onto the field. Starting plus side. They are missing their starting running back, so Blue will be in. They go his way out the gate, spinning by the corner, nearly getting away from Carter. Holland ultimately has to come down to help get the stop, but that's a first down gameplay one here for the Cowboys at home. Play action here. And throwing to the flat, it will be dropped, intended to Ferguson. Corey Black with the play. And he has been such a key contributor this year. Frankly, it's been surprising, as it's a great run stop there by Abdul Carter. But so far this year, Giants have not lost a game in which had Corey Black in the slot. We'll hopefully see that continue on in this one with a 3rd and 10. Over the middle, it's caught, first down Auden. Prescott has seen a lot of success against this Giants team. While we've won a majority of these games, we have not won them all. Blue looks to get outside, but is met by Alakai. And he's really become the team's number 2 interior defensive lineman. Switching around still with Hunter, but Alakai has earned most of those reps. Passes over the middle, CD Lamb will grind out 6. I'll have the Cowboys facing a 3rd and 4 inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. Prescott, lofted throw, Kevin Salmon, it's off his hands. It was in his palms, not just the fingertips. But ultimately, it does at least force the field goal unit out on the field here. Aubrey taking the field left hash, and he'll slot that one right down the middle. Cowboys, they get 3 off the turnover from Cameron Scattaboo. It's not been very common for him over his course as the starter on this team, even playing a little bit into that time as the number 2 back. And even with that fumble, he still has started this game off well. We'll see how the offense continues with it. A little bit of some RPO, and ETN gets north. You count that a gain of 6. Going to running back 2, a really good change of pace back. Very similar to what they had with Tyrone Tracy last year. as Fidone motions over, but they take too long. Not sure if you say that that's on Fidone for shuffling so slowly or Dart not getting that involved earlier. Either way, you lose 5 and you got 2nd and 9 here. Got to make up for it, throwing right side. That's going to be Malik Johnson for the first down. The passing game being very inconsistent for this group in the first few games of the season. And Cameron Scatterby with some more space. This time he goes right at Mustafa, shaking his tackle. Bland and Parsons have to drag him down. But it looks like after the play, Parsons is going to be a little bit shaken up. He's slow to get up. Hopefully he'll end up making his way back into this game, one of the best defenders in the league. Meanwhile, the 1st and 10 near midfield, around the spot of the field where they fumbled last time. Wide open on the outside, that's Fidone staying in bounds. Wilson will have to track back to get the stop. And the Cowboys nearly forgot about the fullback. A big gain for the Giants to the 27. I formation here, there goes Scatterby. Once again getting north, breaking the tackles, this time through 3 defenders. He stays on his feet and he hits Pater. Giants take the lead. Cameron Scatterby proving yet again he is just so difficult to bring down. You got to meet him with more than just that brick wall. In fact, I'm not even sure some reinforced concrete could keep the man contained. But it will be a 7-3 lead. Cowboys take the field. A good starting field position as Blue, he bursts through. Kevin Salmon changes up his angle and does track down Blue after the big run. With Tajay Spears out, taking advantage of these snaps. Prescott taking his time to get this offense dialed in. Throws out to the flat. Odin, I believe we called him Odin earlier. We're going to go with Odin. Apologies. The 2nd and 3 following the gain of 7. Facing the blitz and Prescott into the shoulder of Thibodeau. He'll get the sack as they sent 6. Only 5 to block. The numbers game was just an advantage of the New York Giants. But apparently, the camera work not quite able to keep up with how fast they got back there. A little stuttery. Forces the 3rd and 12. Trip set outside, and Ferguson will be contained. Sanders and some extracurriculars. I believe that was Corey Black out there. So Aubrey back out onto the field here, this time from about the 37-yarder. A 47-yard field goal is made, drawing this to a 1-point game. But with time still remaining here in the first quarter, that does send out Cameron Scatterby. We're on 800-yard watch right now. Only in game 5 of the season, they go his way. Scatterby takes another hit there. Mustafa, you seem to have watched his tape. He's got an eye set on making some big plays against Scatterby, which they will look to go here via the screen. German out in front helps set a bit of a wall. However, one defender there will slow it down as that brings us to the end of the first. One touchdown for the Giants has them in front 7-6, but the Cowboys forcing a fumble off the league's #1 running back. They got 6 points in total with 2 field goals. Aubrey so far leading the Cowboys. But in games like this, you got to have a little bit more than just field goals. As we look to get the second quarter started, it's 1st and 10. The 44 going to number 44, left side, breaking one, can't get away. And Cameron Scatterby already racking up a bunch of yards in this one. Looking a little slow to get up, he's been force-fed. And we'll get him a bit of a breather as Etienne checks in, though going to the passing game, barely finding Malik Neighbors. That pass a little bit behind. Good note, though, as we do get into the second quarter, Parsons has rejoined the game, a bit banged up there in the first. Etienne looks to stretch outside, lowers the shoulder. He's learned a thing or two from Scatterby. Not sure we saw too much of that at Georgia. But a 2nd and 4 following the gain of 6. Now Israel checks into the game. It's going to be triple option here for Dart, but he will pick up the first down, getting down safely. Coach B has been working that a little bit more into the program of late as Dart has been struggling with his passing. Just make sure he could get back into the groove with some just simple run plays. As Fidone over the middle, he's got the grab, 6 more. Did play tight end in college, but has pretty much switched to a fullback role here. Does play a little bit of some tight ends. And with him sending the blitz, it's flipped out to Fidone. He gets outside, spin move, and a whole lot of speed and acceleration. sends Fedoni to the end zone. A quick read there, Jackson Dart saw the blitz off the left side. Trayvon Diggs stepped down and left man-on-man with Mustafa. And Fedoni just put on the spin cycle and found his way to the end zone. We'll just continue trying to ignore the fact that the Cowboys mascot, his shins don't connect to his boots. But we've got a 14-6 lead as it is Cowboys ball here. That's what we're going to focus on as Blue takes a round of hits and ultimately gains about half a yard at best. So a 2nd and 9 then with I formation. Dak throws too tall for CD. That's the first target to the side of Oliver. Not been tested very often. Now Lamb will be in the slot here. Wide open underneath, but going downfield. Oliver on Odin, and Oliver's gonna take it. It's gonna be a pick. He's got some blockers in front. Holland picks up one, though. He got mauled down by the big offensive lineman. Getting out of bounds is Nathan Oliver with the pick. It was one-on-one. It's a situation quarterbacks are gonna take time after time. That time it just did not go in the way of the Cowboys. The Giants are feeling it here. The only problem is the cameras are not feeling smooth out there. I think we got to adjust some things in this stadium. And perhaps the mascot too while we're at it. That run, it's stuffed. Only a gain of 1 for Scattaboo, play 1 to the 46 though. Really good field position to start. Bunch right. To let this one develop, and Dart will find Malik Johnson over the middle. He shakes the tackle of Mustafa and angles out of bounds, and don't take too much of a look at the mascot. I'm pretty sure his Achilles is gone completely. We might need to send a medical crew down to the Cowboys sidelines. But at the 30-yard line, it's I form. Play action off of Scattaboo. A lofted pass, and broken up at the sideline. That one intended for Theo Johnson. Falls incomplete. Go back to the run game here. Scattaboo bouncing off a couple tacklers. Ultimately comes up well short of the line to gain. He gains about 1.5, maybe 2. So a 3rd and 8 at the 28. As they will look to go to the air here. Flip forward, Cameron Scattaboo. That was just a little quick flip of the wrist there. I think even left-handed from Dart. Unfortunately, does end up well short of the line to gain, so they will trot out Schrader. He missed a couple key kicks last week, and he doinks it off the left upright again. I'm pretty sure Coach Bearington will be headed to the free agent pool after this game. You just know there has to be clear frustration that's being shown on the sidelines. It's just missed free points at this point. Though a great stuff there from Carter takes us inside the 2-minute warning. Cowboys, they have 3 timeouts in their back pocket to utilize here late. They need to find the end zone. They have not yet. That plus a 2-point try could tie this game up. Ferguson will fight forward, first down. Get right back to it quickly here, snapping that ball, facing the blitz. Abdul Carter takes down Prescott. That'll slow down the Cowboys. On top of it, it might slow down them even more. Prescott taking his time to get up there and limping after the play. 2nd and 17. Pass is caught. George Pickens, what a play. If he doesn't get there, you're looking at a Pickens going the other way. 3rd and 1, lofted pass, banks tight coverage, but drops in beautifully. CeeDee Lamb down to the 3. And there is not much more you could have asked for there from Banks. I mean, he played that coverage tight. 1st and goal, and slipping the rookie, it's a touchdown for Jaden Blue. Andrews had him met in the gap. He just couldn't bring him down in time. Now, will the Cowboys look to tie things up? It appears no. They send out the PAT. Thibodeau gets pressure. That one is blocked. Diving on top of it. It will not be scooped up for anything for the Giants. But it does keep this a 2-point ball game. Frankly, it's just getting concerning at this point. I think we got to start calling the mascot Asil Terry. But we will get ball with that 2-point lead. Just under 30 seconds to work with here. And you don't necessarily trust your field goal team here. Dart, he will scramble forward, get the first down, and the first timeout is called, Coach B. Passing has not been the forte of this offense this season. But with 23 seconds, they're going to send Vallejo over to the left-hand side, leaving one-on-one over to the right side. Trying to find that soft gap, though Vallejo couldn't squeeze it. Just a little bit too high there from Dart. Keeping with the same look, single high coverage. And they'll test the speed downfield, just off the mark. So now you got 13 seconds to go here, and it is 3rd and 10. Now the Cowboys, they're playing off here. 3 down linemen, everyone else backing up. They're protecting the sticks. Dart looks to get to those sticks, but is a little bit short. Once again, Coach Bearington calling a timeout. Leaves 4th and 2, and you're not even plus side yet. Trying that hard count will look to be a free play. No, it's not flagged. Dart will take this one and angle out at the 39. That leaves you 3 seconds, and Schrader will get another opportunity to close out the half. He's got a strong leg. It's the accuracies that's been in question, but he slips that one by the upright this time. We'll tack on 3, and it'll be a 5-point lead here at halftime. 17-12. I bet no one bet that. Check the Vegas standings. But as we take a break from our game, we're going to check the league here and see what is happening. Hopefully, some good news would be an Eagles loss. But another 4-0 team, the Raiders, facing the Chiefs. We just had a shootout against them, and it's Pacheco getting the touchdown on the Raiders. That would send them by 14, 21-7. Only 1 touchdown for the Raiders. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears, another undefeated team, facing a no-win team in the Los Angeles Rams. And it's Williams here with some time in the pocket, waiting till the end to throw it. Downfield, he finds his target with nothing but space outside. A spin inside, though, from Moore would have the halftime lead. 14-13 on the long catch and run. Unfortunately, we do not have an update on the Eagles. Instead, another 4-0 team as we just tease. It's the Falcons, though, facing the Saints with a pass downfield and perfectly dropping in there. Michael Penix Jr. with the touchdown toss. And they have Rattler starting for the Saints, so not our former quarterback or Coach Barrington's former quarterback at Stanford, and Justin Sorensen, a guy we faced earlier this season. But dialing things back on in here to Arlington, Texas. Cowboys, they trail by 5. They've had some success today, both on defense and on offense. They forced a turnover. They've made some big plays downfield. They've also had some turnovers themselves on offense. Ultimately, this is still a close game, with both quarterbacks sitting 8-12 on the day. Dart for a little bit more damage, and Scattaboo to boot. But with Jaden Blue's touchdown before half, it's a 1-score game. Schrader hit that 3-pointer to make it 17-12 as we get the second half underway. Cowboy ball at the 30. They go blue, and that gap is filled by Carter. He's done a terrific job in run defense this year. We're actually even going to see Newman check in here at some sub-linebacker, so perhaps trying a couple different packages this year. Ferguson tackled on the outside. That's a Debo. Not sure if that was just a plan to try to shake things around or if there will be a bit of some heavier rotation. DBs look as normal here as that passes out just in time. CeeDee Lamb breaks the tackle of Banks and breaks away. Should have been a sack, let alone a big shot downfield for a touchdown. Cowboys find themselves in front for the first time since their early field goal. CeeDee Lamb showing why he's the superstar of the Dallas Cowboys. But hold your horses, the Cowboys, they're not done. They got the 1-point lead. They want a field goal lead. They got 2 tight ends in left side. They run it to Blue. Stopped short by Thibodeau. A game of millimeters. Just about a minute and a half here into the second quarter. We got a brand new ball game. Cowboys ahead by 1. Giants take the field starting at the 26. It will be 6 on the keeper here. A little bit of some hesitation. And ultimately, that might have cost them a couple yards. Good job there from the defensive lineman, though, to get back. A gain of 3 for Dart. As they go, Scattaboo here, down the middle, grinding forward, about another 5. As Theo Johnson looks a little bit shaken up after the play, grabbing at that midsection. He'll make his way over to the sideline. In the meantime, we're going to see Peak check in as that primary tight end. Fidone obviously playing that fullback role for us. Cameron Scattaboo here, shucking off Mustafa. He's got the first down to the 43. 2 more yards for him, and he'll reach the century mark, and we still got plenty of time for that to happen. The 43-yard line, it's first down here. Play action, Dart gets out there quick, throws downfield, and caught despite taking a hard hit from both the backside and the front side. It's Malik Johnson. There's only one guy on this team making grabs like that in tight coverage, and typically it is going to be Malik Johnson. Down to the 23, continuing with some play action. Rolling, though, throwing backside. It's picked off. Just about a half step too late, and yet again, Dart has a turnover in a game that is won in every single game this year. You got to give props to Revel Jr., though. He was beat on the route, but again, that pass just slows down Neighbors enough to let Revel catch up and make the big play for the Cowboys. That's their second turnover forced this game. Tag team that with the momentum they have, taking the lead out the gate here in the second half, and this game is now flipping to the side of the Cowboys. Defense is going to have to respond here as Blue looks to get outside. He breaks one, but cannot break away from the pack. Instead, you got the linebackers combining for the stop, marked actually just shy of the first down. It's 2nd and inches. They go back to Blue. He's got space. He's by Oliver. Spinning off of one, Kevin Salmon drags him down. Some more solid work coming from the ground game. The Cowboys getting him going here. The 49-yard line, they're right back to him, this time stuffing it. And it continues to be just a little bit of some back and forth here between these two teams, both 2-2, trying to find that second place here. Facing the blitz, pass comes up just short of CD. He couldn't make the adjustment. Hunter got some pressure there. I believe also saw Sanders send himself on a blitz, leaving 3rd and 10. And lofting this one downfield once again, it's a one-on-one, and Oliver breaks it up for Pickens. He picked it off last time. This time he settles for the broken up pass and should be a punt. Giants get away unscathed after throwing the interception, and Cameron Scattaboo already over 800 rushing yards this season. He has been phenomenal to watch as he goes to work here and gets a hard-earned one. You can tell the Cowboys really trying to crack down on the run here in the second half, and it's been fairly successful, forcing a little bit more passing in this one. The floated one this time, Neighbors will have it, getting upfield and out of bounds at the 35. And that's just something the Giants are going to have to do a lot more here. Spread out this defense once again to open up those lanes. As they go Scattaboo here, Fidone. He missed the clear block. He had to get to Murray Jr. In a situation like that, he was the last man standing behind the Giants, doing absolutely nothing and picking up maybe even 20. Looking to go to the pass game here. It was a screen. They throw it out to Fidone, giving him a chance to make up for it. It's a first down. Not sure the last time we saw a halfback screen go to the opposite side to the fullback. It's going to pay off here. The first down. Murray is there, but he does not get the tackle. In fact, it's the ankle of Fidone that finally does, tripping down Scattaboo. It takes several hits, time after time, to bring him down. Split backfield here is going to be Etienne and Israel. The 2nd and 8. Buying time for a throw over the middle. There goes Ben Vallejo showing off some speed. He gets by Diggs. Well, this Giants team, they don't use that slot receiver much. That time it was a good call. They do snap that ball with just a little bit of time here. Tossing this one up for Peak. One-on-one, and he makes the play. It's back-to-back busted coverage for Diggs. And for the young second-year tight end, he makes the play, using his body to block out the corner. And this time, Dart gave him a great ball. It was high, but it dropped in underneath, giving him that chance to block out the corner. Terrific work there from the offense. Giants, they take the lead, and they keep the offense out there. No fourth quarter yet. Split backfield. Dart keeps, I don't know again what's going on with the camera work today, but tack on the 2 to end the third quarter. We head to the fourth now with a 7-point lead for your New York Giants. And we just got to continue to build off of it. Nearly losing all the momentum there. If you could argue, we even lost the momentum, but reclaiming it. At the end of the third, we go to the fourth in a close ball game here in Arlington. And when you play in a tight division like we are in, each and every one of these drives can mean a whole lot, especially in the fourth quarter. Looking to pick up some wins here. Pass to the flat, that is Ferguson. A great job there from Prescott, giving his tight end an option, and a great job to toe tap it as well. As Prescott, he's got time. Rolling around in that pocket, trying to get to the outside. He throws downfield. Caught by Ferguson. Back-to-back huge plays for the tight end. And he shows he's not just a blocker. Had the toe tap, stuck with it there. A little bit of some speed, some hops. And now, once again to the outside, it's more tight end work. I believe that one is Rhodes. He's a second-year tight end, having to fill in. They have some injury to that tight end group. Good Phil Andrews this time getting the tackle in on blue. We are starting to see a shift in this defense here as well. They're going a little bit more heavy towards the man. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Prescott, once again, he's got time, but here comes Carter. He had to come back inside after being forced outside, and it was just a pure blindside hit. Prescott obviously not going to be a big fan of that. He thought he had plenty of space to step up cleanly. The 3rd and 13 here. Another lofted pass, right side. Incomplete. That one was close. It looked like that was a touchdown. But either the ball popped out there late or the foot landed out of bounds. Oliver, risky coverage. Aubrey sent back out here, and he will hit his 3rd field goal of the game. It's 25-21 with 6:11 to go in the 4th. Giants take the field. They're up by 4, and I'm sure they're going to look to work this clock with Cameron Scattaboo. Nearly had that opportunity to duck under the neighbor's block if only he was a little bit slower. It's not often at all that you call for your running back to be slower. By that time, it would have helped out if he was. A late change here as Pete goes over to the left-hand side. That play clock down to 2. Snapping it, that's going to be Dart. Letting this develop. He's got an open target. Malik Johnson moving across the field by Bland. Stepping down was Diggs. Actually, no, check that. Wilson helping get the stop at the 24. That's a big gash here for the Giants offense, getting them close to the red zone. Not necessarily taking an awful lot of time in that process. Sometimes taking a 2-score lead is a little bit more important. Counter here. Scattaboo. You get about 3. And now's about the time of the game where you could really start to slow things down if you want. 2nd and 7 with about 4 minutes to work with here. It's Scattaboo crunched by the edgeman. That's another guy in there for the Cowboys due to injury. So 3rd and 8 following the loss. Split backfield as a pair of new running backs check into this game. Throws outside. That's going to be Ben Vallejo to the 2. 1st down conversion. Giants. And they got a heavy set to follow, trying to find that 2-score lead. Scattaboo, though, with 3 defenders in his face right after the handoff. I think, in fact, they might lose about half a yard on it. So make it 2nd and goal at the 3. Bunch right-hand side, Neighbors to the left. Dart rolls to that right-hand side here. Throws for Vallejo. He just straight up plucked that one out of the air. Dart, though, keeping it high enough to be out of the hands of any certain defender in the area. Ben Vallejo shows why he got the start this year in the slot. 2nd-year player, formerly with Coach Bearington at Stanford. Now with about 2.5 minutes to play here, that really puts the Cowboys in a hole. 32-21. See if they can make something happen. Lamb having a terrific game. Blue has been of heavy use but can't keep the feet. Sanders is just able to get him down and out of bounds. They lose 1 on the play. 4-man rush here. Thibodeau whiffs on Prescott, who throws an incomplete pass. Bouncing off the hands of Odin. Leaves 3rd and 11. 2 spread, both sides. Thibodeau once again gets free as that ball was from being caught. Too high, Prescott. And that'll really put the pressure then on Prescott here. 4th and 11. You got to hit this or game is just about over. They bring 4. Passes right. Caught at the sideline, Cooper. No, that is not Amari Cooper. It's a young man, though very similar. Receiver with the same name, but 1st and 10 here. Prescott with life still for the Cowboys. Finds Lamb, who gets a hard-earned few. A 2-minute warning will hit directly after that play, leaving a 2nd and 4. Another pass underneath. Odin flipped upside down, but for the 1st down to the 40. And going hurry up here will be the Cowboys. They'll line up in trips left-hand side. Pass again over the middle back to Odin. And inside the 25. Cowboys call their timeout there. Try to settle themselves down a little bit. Catch their breath. 1:40 to work with. They need a touchdown and some more points after that, depending on a 2-point try or a PAT. At first, Prescott has got to settle down some of these throws, coming in a little too high, a little too hot. 2nd and 10 at the 23. Throws over the middle again, too tall. He had Odin. Tight coverage there from Corey Black. But you put that one in a good spot, and you're celebrating a touchdown right now. Now about 1.5 minutes to go. Sending the blitz off the right side. Prescott throws, and it's going to get picked up. Deontay Banks looking for a return, but CeeDee Lamb tracks him down at the 10. That should just about be the ball game. Cowboys have a slim chance to get that ball back. Give credit to Deontay Banks getting that pick and giving the Giants a chance to close this game out. A 1st down will just about do it. The 10-yard line. It will be a little bit of some RPO. Cameron Scattaboo, right side, tracked down from behind by Parsons. Cowboys, they end up calling one of their last 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave 1:23 to work with. Giants with a 2nd and 9 at the 11. And a heavy shotgun look. Dart looks to just keep this one. He had a slight lane there. Again, slight hesitation from him. But a play like that is going to keep this defense honest. And at this point of the game, that's exactly what you want to see. The defense having to stay honest. 3rd and 5, Dart barking out a call. At the 15, they run weak side. Cameron Scattaboo with the game. A 1st down there ensures all the Giants have to do is come out here in victory formation and kneel this game to a close. A great game here for the NFC East and for the Giants. That puts them still right behind the Philadelphia Eagles, in which we're hoping for some good news. A loss for them could go a long way. But we came into this game knowing the defense had to step up. The eyes were on the secondary. There's a lot of really good passing targets here in Dallas, and outside of CeeDee Lamb having one really good deep ball go his way, for the most part, the defensive secondary handled themselves beautifully out there. We got a little bit of some pass rush in the mix. Linebackers were making some plays here and there. By no means was it a perfect game, but in a rivalry game, we played pretty well. Got to give it up to the boys. The good news does keep on rolling. I can report Philadelphia lost their game, and we have a breakout opportunity for a defensive lineman. I'm not sure which one this may be. Alakai, he did make some plays. We saw Thibodeau make some plays. We saw Carter make some plays. I don't think it's Alexander this time, but only next time we'll find out, so make sure you're there for it. By hitting that sub button either in the bottom corner, that bear icon, or you could scroll down and hit the YouTube sub button. But we have the Commanders to thank for that Eagles loss, which again is just causing more tightness, more chaoticness when it comes to this division. Philadelphia put up 21 points in the 1st quarter. After that, they could only manage 10 more points. Meanwhile, the Commanders, they got things going smooth and throughout the game. That is what we want to see as we return to MetLife next time, taking on the Falcons. They are 5-0. We need to make sure that we bring a smooth offense to this game. Get rid of those turnovers, and if the defense can continue to build off of what we saw today, some of what we saw not last game, but in the game prior to that against the Saints, I think we could really make another run here this year, despite the questionableness that we saw earlier. And Coach Bearington has the same feelings as well. Talking with the assistant GM, he thinks we turned the corner. And I sure hope that that's true. Let me know what you think. Have we turned that corner? Down in the comments section below. And on top of that, what do you think the score is going to be in this Atlanta game? It's going to be some tough competition. But once again, they are missing a lot of key guys. We have been fairly lucky this year. We've been healthy. Cross our fingers, knock on wood, and leave the boys a like to make sure we stay that way and throughout this season. Tap that bell icon to be notified when all these videos go live, as Cameron Scattaboo has about 450 more rushing yards than the very next best man, and we're going to look to add to it. But until we see you back at MetLife for that Falcons game, we'll also catch you with a Kent State video tomorrow.